Top 5 Best presents School Turning Unused Food into Take-Home Meals for Students. To make your day just a little bit brighter, subscribe to our channel and click that notification bell to be inspired by our optimistic stories like these every day. Sometimes, especially as citizens of Western civilization, it can be astounding to consider how much we take for granted. Even for those of us who are less well off, with enough hard work and perseverance, we can at least guarantee a roof over our family's head and food in our family's mouths. But for some of us, some would even say too many, even this is not guaranteed. The life of poverty is not an easy one, and oftentimes it's just as difficult to get out of living in such poverty. Thus, people have to make difficult decisions about which basic need to sacrifice at a given moment. Sometimes these decisions can go as basic and foundational as whether or not to eat. Conversely, many food production companies have an overproduction issue at times. These places actually produce an excess of food because for their bottom line financially, having a deficit is far worse. Consequentially, because of the nature of freshness being of paramount importance, these companies have quite a lot of food waste that is in fact perfectly edible. What we have here are two problems, but interestingly enough, conceptually they appear to solve each other. Certain people or households are lacking in food, whereas certain places have so much that they need to throw it away. Why not give this food to those in need? The answer is actually more complicated than that, but one organization has found a way to cut through the complications. Low-income families often rely upon school breakfast and lunch to keep their children fed for most of the year, but on weekdays and holidays they no longer have this option to rely on. Some schools have started to realize this. They are in a unique position of interacting with these children every day, and so get to understand firsthand the difficult position these children find themselves in, which is especially tragic as they have no control over it whatsoever. For a school district in Indiana, they are taking direct steps to try and mitigate this problem. It is true that schools have little authority or accountability over children when they are at home, but that does not mean that they can go in no way to make an impact. The staff at Woodland Elementary School in Elkhart, Indiana, know this, and thus were the first school in the district to take steps towards it. Woodland Elementary School partnered with nonprofit organization Cultivate to send some of their excess food to the homes of their students. Cultivate is an organization that regularly collects excess food from organizations that produce it, such as the school system, and turns it into frozen meals. Currently, 20 students are in the pilot program. Those 20 students are sent home with backpacks full of 8 meals each over the weekend. And as the term pilot program would suggest, that is only the beginning. Cultivate plans to expand the program to the rest of the school district and beyond. Times are hard for many people, even in nominally well-off countries like America. For many families, even considering charities, food pantries, government assistance and ilk, they can still greatly struggle at times. The availability and accessibility of all these things can change given specific circumstances, so it is important to have as many options as possible. It is important to know that a company like Cultivate exists and is helping, but for now, it is small. If you or someone you know is struggling to make ends meet, do not let pride interfere with your livelihood. There is no shame in seeking help. Nonprofit organizations similar to Cultivate exist all over the world, so seek them out and make use of the resources they provide. Remember, there are always options. Thank you for watching. Tap one of the 2 videos on the screen for another amazing story.